I believe that the world we imagine can be created. The future is ours to make, and that is a thing of hope and strength and endless possibility. Those words from Neil Gaiman, one of my favorite authors, are very evocative for me in terms of creativity and imagination. And if you don't know him, he's a prolific writer and an imaginative storyteller in all different areas and genres. So I highly recommend him if you're looking for a new author. Welcome to day 4 of my Vision Board Kickstart, helping you prepare for and optimizing creating your own vision board. My acknowledgement today, where I live, work and play, is located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples of the Kikite First Nations. And over the next few days, I'm going to continue to help you prime your imagination, offering you tips and tricks and hacks for helping you create your own vision board. In 5 to 10 minutes today, I'm going to be focusing on the area of vision boards and creativity. My name is Rachel Newton. I'm an integrative career coach based in Vancouver, Canada. And I've been doing this work for 15 years since I did my own pivot from corporate in the tech industry into helping clients go from career misery into finding their career superpowers and meaningful work. So today, talking about vision boards and creativity, I'm going to invite you to follow on one or all 3 of these prompts that I'll start off with for you. The first one is to consider over the past week or so a slightly challenging problem that you had to tackle and then you actually solved. So just giving you a moment to consider that and thinking about what was involved, what you did, what the outcome was. The second invitation is, if you want to do this one as well, thinking about planning some personal time for yourself, or maybe you're lucky enough to have a vacation you've just finished or you're going towards, but in that planning stage and what you're going to be doing with that, or maybe even just your weekend, what you're going to be doing with that time, or if you have just a few hours on your own of me time or friend time or family time. So taking a moment to consider that for yourself. And then finally, if you want to do this one as well, of just thinking about contacting a friend or a family member and sharing a story with them of something that happened to you, ideally something, uplifting and positive, but sharing a story with them, whether it's by talking to them in person, phone, text, or email, however that is that you communicated that with them. And just, again, thinking about how you did that. Well, thank you for playing along with me. I invited you to experience all of those for doing any or all of those, because they're all examples of you being creative. And I often will have this conversation with clients when I ask them about their relationship with creativity, and they'll say, oh, no, I'm not creative, because they're thinking of the more traditional, I paint a picture, I take a photo, I, sculpt something, or I'm a woodworker, whatever those more traditional ways are of being creative. People are thinking of doing that. But there's so many different ways that we're creative. And the reason I wanted to touch on the creativity part is because that's going to help your vision board come more alive for you. You'll be more engaged with it. It'll be more enjoyable for you of being able to evoke this creativity. And so in addition to realizing that you are creative within yourself, or maybe you even want to be resourceful and borrow creativity from other people like myself, or there's so much information on YouTube or the internet, on Google, all over the place, books and books of about vision boards as well. So, but in addition to being resourceful, which is another way of being creative, there are 3 other ways that I'm going to offer today to help you really spice up your vision board. So one is to incorporate mixed media. The other is to create a theme, a story. And the final one is using symbolism or metaphor. So in each of those, very briefly, if just like in terms of the mixed media of just being the way that I like to do it in my tactile way is to have poster paper and get clips from magazines, and you can get all different sorts of pictures from different magazines. So that's a more traditional sort of way, but you could also start to add in different elements. You could bring in things from nature, like some sand, and glue that on, and some dried flowers or grasses, incorporate some things, or just some material to make it more tactile. And then also you could do it on corkboard. You could do it on another surface. If you have access, you could do it on something like canvas and be like painting and drawing and using markers. So there's lots of different ways that you can really jazz up your vision board as well. And then also the idea of creating a theme or story. So there could be one for your overall board. And again, do you want it for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Like how are you doing your board? Is it going to be like something for the rest of 2024? Is your birthday coming up? Is it, so what sort of theme or story? Or maybe there's mini themes and stories, and you'll have like different areas, and you'll have different sections in your vision board. So that's another way of making it more engaging, creative for you. And then finally, is there some sort of symbolism or metaphor that you want? Or just oftentimes at the end of my sessions with clients, I'll ask them to consider, is there a word, a phrase, an element, an image, something that evokes for them the essence of what we've talked about in the session. And so perhaps as you look at your vision board, or when you're planning your vision board, thinking about, okay, so what theme, what symbol, or what, is there a metaphor here of what I'm wanting to represent? So that's really briefly about some different ways of being creative with your vision board that I hope have inspired to help you think of some ways, or you're welcome just to use those as they are. And so in terms of the reason I started doing this series was for my workshop that was at the end of next week, Friday the 26th, and I'm not going to be able to go ahead with the workshop due to unforeseen circumstances, so there won't be an April in-person workshop as I had hoped. I do thank you for your interest, for the people who reached out to me, and I've already contacted them, for those of you who are wondering, not leaving people stranded. But I do invite you, despite that, to hopefully still utilize this. And as I said, I'll still continue with this until Thursday, which is going to be the day before the original workshop. But so over for the following 5 days, I'll still continue with this little mini series. And still, I would love if you follow me on social media, like, share, all of those things, good things that you do on social media, and to connect with people, or even join my newsletter from my website, The Old Fashioned Way. And I would love to see you, either meeting with you one-on-one or at future events, online or in person. My name's Rachel Newton, and I'm excited to hear how you create your vision and work your dream. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you. Take care.